I had a lot of Jesus growing up. Not a lot of relationship with Jesus, I would say. I have a lot of really great head knowledge of who Jesus was, and growing up that was evident. I was the goody two-shoes. Everybody thought that I was the perfect child, and meanwhile I'm dealing with all kinds of just craziness and torment from the enemy. I started noticing in middle school that I was being, which I guess what you would call having crushes on other men, other boys in school. And it was difficult. Having to listen to the other boys in middle school call me names, horrible names. When you become the gay kid in middle school, even though you're not out, it becomes your identity. And that's what happened. My freshman year of high school was when I was introduced to pornography, and things really just, privately, things took a very dark turn. I got stuck in this comparison thing, and as a freshman in high school, you're 13 years old. Those are the kinds of things you should not be comparing yourself to. But it grew from pornography into a daily desire to experience what I was seeing. And while I was in high school, again, nothing ever happened. And then I graduated, started getting onto the online chat rooms as a 17-year-old, and became prey for adults out there who were looking for whatever they wanted. And that just so happened to be me. In November of 2005, I turned my entire world upside down, and the world of my families and the world of my church family. I came out that day. I left Kentucky. I moved to Portsmouth, Ohio, with the gentleman that I met in a chat room, and proceeded for 2 years to be subject to all kinds of craziness and perversion. It was almost prostitution without being paid for it. I was a trophy. And it was in the guise of, you're young, you have no experience, go do what you want. I want to watch it. I chose to not live by the morals that I was raised with. And all of this time I'm having this inner turmoil of, this is wrong, but you feel, quote unquote, that you are supposed to be this way, that you were born gay. And I listened so much to everyone around me other than the people that I knew loved me unconditionally. So in 2024, things just kind of came to a head for me. I was depressed. I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. I was on multiple medications, and life just was not what I wanted at all. I'd been running for many years, decades at this point, and I came back to my house and I was watching a sermon on YouTube from Pastor Chuck at Christ Temple. And I watched a little bit of it, and then I turned it off and I turned on a Formula One race. But after the race was over, I turned back on the sermon, and it was about that time that I remember him saying something along the lines of, you should have been here this morning. There are people out there that are sitting at home watching this online that should have been here today, and you let the devil stop you. And at that point, I just started arguing with God over and over. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is how every church service goes. It's always feels like it's directed at you. But I truly feel like this was my Kairos moment, my divine encounter, that I had done all the running that I could. I had gone everywhere that I thought I could go, and nothing worked. And deep down inside, for 18 years, I knew what I needed to do, and I fought it. So that Sunday afternoon, July 7th, I turned off my television, I turned off my laptop, and I picked up my phone, and I texted my grandmother. I texted her and I said many things, but I ended my text message with, "I will see you tonight at 6 o'clock at Christ Temple." So I go out to their house, and I get out of the car and I go into the house. She's crying, I'm crying, my grandfather's crying, and we go to church. And I will never forget that day, because that's the first night that I feel I truly encountered God. That night, when I went forward, there was a gentleman there that I knew from going to New Life many years ago. I don't know that he recognized me, but he prayed with me, and I was instantly delivered from homosexuality that night. All desire to pursue a relationship at that point with another man was totally gone. So from that point, things really took a drastic turn in my life. I started reading my Bible, started praying. I was in church every time the doors were open. And I was fighting the Lord on baptism. That night I fought getting baptized, even though I knew I was supposed to. Mike made the call, I didn't go. Pastor Chuck came up, gave a call, I didn't go. And I remember him saying one more time, there's one person out there that your heart's just pounding out of your chest. And I had told the Lord 3 times that night, if I'm supposed to get baptized, you're going to have to give me the sign. And that was the one. So I reached over and I pecked my aunt on the shoulder and I said, "Excuse me, that's for me." And I take off, I go to the front, and Pastor Ralph grabs me, and we go, and I get baptized. That was the night that, he taught on leaving your shame in the water. And I posted on Facebook that later that evening I left my old identity at the altar and my shame in the water. Why anybody like me deserves the love that he's shared, and the love that he's shown me and given me. Man, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. And everyone deserves this experience. Not the life that I lived, but the life that I'm living now, and the walk that I have with him. A month after I got baptized with the Holy Spirit and fire. And I'm walking back from the altar, speaking in tongues, and I literally feel like I have fire in my hands. That was also the same weekend Perry Stone was at the church, and there was a gentleman from Maysville, Kentucky, who spoke a word over me that these hands will be used for healing. Within 3 months of me being saved, I stopped taking all of my medication. I have no symptoms of ADHD or bipolar disorder, no depression, no anxiety. I've been completely delivered of all of it. And I'm continually seeking more from him. I want everything he has for me. So my name is Scott, and because of the cross, I am free.